What is up, Gear Squad? Chaingear here, bringing you another video, and today I'm bringing you a pretty special video, I think, because it's all about what's on my PlayStation. A lot of people do like house tours and room tours and phone tours even, or stuff like that, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what's actually on my PlayStation 4. I've got a whole bunch of games on it, and now that we have the folder system, I figured why not kind of show you guys what I'm working with, the kind of games that I play, the different folders that I have. Maybe I can kind of give you guys a sense of just how many games I have, just how big of a gamer I am, and why sometimes I get a little bit stressed out by the amount of games I have. So, just a disclaimer, I did recently buy a 4 terabyte hard drive just for my PS4. So I have an external drive which you can now use for your PlayStation 4. So I've got way more games than the average person. But this is my PS4. So I like to go ahead and keep the background clean. I like to go ahead and pick one of the themes that is non-intrusive, something that's kind of light, gives you a sense of being part of PlayStation, but isn't crazy. And so then there's basically just the store here. You guys know the store. You're able to kind of look through free games for PlayStation Plus, whatever else is going on. By the way, Destiny 2, super excited. Be doing a video on that later. And then obviously there's the what's new. Every once in a while I hop in what's new. You can get rid of this tile, actually, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can do it right on here. No, you can't. But you can see what people are up to, and see, for example, I just made a new friend, Golden Gang 99 or 929. He's got a YouTube channel, so I might go ahead and click on that. And there are a whole bunch of people out there with stuff. So sometimes I go ahead and look at what's new. But most importantly are my games and the different windows that I have. So the first folder that I have, and actually I think an easy way to even do this is scroll all the way over to your library and check out the folders. So here are all the different folders, and these are all on my home screen as well. But let's go ahead and do this A to Z. Yeah, let's do this A to Z. So the first one I want to show you guys is third-person shooters. So the third-person shooter category, I've got a lot of games in here. Third-person shooters are like my favorite games. I've got the new Drawn to Death, which I'll be streaming soon if I haven't streamed it already by the time this video's gone up. I've got Sniper Elite 3 because it was really, really inexpensive, so I figured I'd go ahead and grab it. Same with Just Cause 3 with all of its DLC. Haven't touched either of these games. Makes me a little sad about that, but I haven't touched either of them. The Last of Us Remastered, I love The Last of Us, you guys know this, but I actually never played the remastered on my PS4. I only played it on PS3 and never wanted to touch it again, just because it was a little emotional, didn't really want to get back to it. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, never beat it, never really thought it was that good. And then I've got the trilogy for Grand Theft Auto. So I got Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and I've got the other Grand Theft Auto as well, but it doesn't look like I put it in here. So there's the Grand Theft Auto Vice City as well. The Order 1886, a really, really inexpensive game if you guys are ever just looking for a really pretty third-person shooter. It's not great, but it's not bad. And I got some other games in here as well. Most recent additions are Destroy All Humans and Destroy All Humans 2. Got those from the Humble Bundle. If you guys don't know what that is, I got both of these games for a really low price, along with a whole bunch of other games too. And you can get those by checking out my Humble Bundle video. 15 games for $15. So check that out. The next one I want to show you is my casual. And you guys can see how many games. I've got 13 third-person shooters alone. That's crazy. And my casual games, I've got 20 games. 20 casual games. So I've got Flow, which is a little game where you kind of float around. It's kind of like an amoeba, I guess. It's an awesome game. It's gorgeous. I'm not going to take my time loading these up because it takes a long time for PlayStation to load its information. But Flow is an awesome game. It's very calming. Peggle, love Peggle. If you guys don't know Peggle, it's a puzzle game. It's fun. Ollie Ollie, I just beat Ollie Ollie, the original, and I'm starting to kind of get into Ollie Ollie 2. It's a skateboard game. Kind of brings back the legend of the GBA games, the Game Boy Advance games of the original Tony Hawk's. So Ollie Ollie 2, awesome game. I got a couple other pretty casual games in here. I just kind of play whenever. I've got some anime titles in here. I've got Super Meat Boy, Cat Lateral Damage. Did a stream of that earlier, a couple months ago. And there are some games in here that I don't even know how I got. Like Color Guardians, I think that must have been a PlayStation Plus game. So I have some games that I'm always a little surprised that I have. And I'd love to kind of maybe go through my backlog one day and kind of just take a look at some of these games. Local co-op. So this is pretty important to me. I love it when my friends come over and we play games. So this is how I, you know, easily, when my friends come over, hey, like, want to play a game together? Sure. We hop into this, you know, this folder, and we kind of go, oh, okay, like, well, what games do we have that we can actually play together? Minecraft, obviously, Terraria, both, you know, those fun builder games. But I've got some awesome, like, top-down, third-person action games, like Enter the Gungeon. Love that game. Probably stream that for you with my roommate, Iron Taxi. We love this game. It's hard, but it's fun. Challenging, but it's fun. Dead Nation, another top-down, third-person shooter. A lot of fun. Risk of Rain, a lot of fun. But I have some other games in here as well. A lot of these I haven't touched. Helldivers I never touched. Defense Grid I never touched. So hopefully I can jump into some of these. And Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. We just got that for free for PlayStation Plus. Highly recommend it. It's a fun game. So what other games do I have? I've got demos and beta folder. It's just demos right now. It's more than demos, but inside is a demo. Death Tales is a beta, I believe, but I haven't played it yet, so we'll see. And I don't usually have demos and betas. I don't have time to play demos and betas, so it's just every once in a while there might be one or two in there. I've got exploration games. These are games that you just kind of, you know, if I ever want to just see, like, sit back and kind of go like, man, like, I just want to sit back and relax and take in an atmosphere. They are these games. Yeah, all very much just like sit back and enjoy kind of a story. But it's not like a click and point game, which I'll get into in a bit. And there are some games missing here, like Bound is missing, but Flower and Journey, very thematic, just atmospheric games. Really excited to hop back into those games. Gone Home, Everyone Gone to the Rapture, you play as someone. Ether 1, you're walking around in this environment, figuring things out. Can't wait to kind of jump back in those games. And then, as I mentioned before, my FPS folder. I've got, I was at 25, 14 games in my FPS folder. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be interested in this. So Overwatch is my #1 FPS. I play it all the time, 24/7. Paladins is kind of Overwatch's like rival. I've got the beta. So it just actually came out of alpha, and now it's in beta. And I enjoy it. I probably will do another stream to kind of show you guys what it's about and how it's different. But you know, I'm a fan of Paladins. It's not great, but you know, it's okay. It's a good game, and I don't mind playing it every once in a while. It's definitely harder than Overwatch for sure, because it's more MOBA-y or more RPG-ish. I don't know, than Overwatch. Overwatch is a lot more skill-based. Killing Floor 2, love this game. It's a cooperative zombie shooter. So that's a lot of fun. Wolfenstein, single-player shooter. Far Cry 4, single-player shooter. I think Far Cry 4 has co-op in it, but haven't beaten these games yet. Battlefield Hardline, haven't touched it yet, but it was like $3 one day or something, so I figured I'd go ahead and buy it and play the campaign. Of course, Blacklight Retribution. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Destiny 1, I won't be streaming this anymore really, but I'm really excited for Destiny 2, and I'll probably gather some gameplay. I believe that my roommate Anthony might play it because Destiny 2 is coming out, and you know, might be a good idea for him to kind of get a background of what the game is all about. So then there's PlanetSide 2. I keep this on my PS4 because people tell me that the game has changed a little bit, and I'm always interested to see like if the game will really get any better for PlayStation at least. So I keep it on here. I don't know why. A lot of people ask me to play Call of Duty. I'm not a Call of Duty person. I actually just re-downloaded this just in case people want to play Call of Duty, but I've got it, so just in case people want to play it. Battlefield 4, just re-downloaded that as well, just in case people want to play it. Then I've got the 2 Metro games. Love these games. Haven't really been able to dive deep into them though. And then Red Faction, just bought this as well, part of that $15 for 15 games bundle. So definitely check that video out, seriously, if you haven't yet. So those are all my FPSs, and I won't go deep into the rest of the categories like that, but I just kind of wanted to dive in and talk about my FPS games I have. I'd love to know what you guys think as well. Like, do you like my setup? And then if so, awesome, leave a like for sure. But I'd love to know what you guys are, you know, what do you guys have? Do you guys have tons of folders? Do you guys have no folders? Do you only have a couple games like Blacklight and I don't know, Call of Duty or something? So let me know, definitely in the comment section. So then I have my online games, and these, when I say online games, these are like online only. So like The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel, that's an MMO. Paragon, that's an online MOBA, right? Trove, Kill Strain, I never actually played. Let It Die, these are all online games to some degree. And Let It Die actually is an online game, but it's not like multiplayer. So online basically just means like, you know, games that are strictly kind of like online experience. I don't know how to explain it, but in my head, it's kind of just how I thought about these games. I've got my PlayStation apps, not really that important, just the headset companion and some other stuff. I've got my RPGs, so Final Fantasy 15, The Banner Saga, Darkest Dungeon, and Invisible Ink. I do have some other RPGs kind of laying around, but they're not necessarily in my RPG category. Like if I'm really just hungering for an RPG, I go here. Have not gotten deep into Final Fantasy 15. Makes me really sad, so hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully I'll be able to start playing that game again soon. Single player indie games. Now this list is huge, 31, and I don't really love this category because indie, a lot of the games that I already mentioned were indie games. Like in my RPG section, half of these are indies, right? And like same thing with obviously the FPSs, right? Blacklight Retribution, that's an indie game. But I knew what I was talking about when I saw these games, so I decided to just kind of call them single player indies. Transistor, Bastion, Hotline Miami 2. These are like games, it's like, I want to play something different. And so I jump in here and I play one of these games. Some of these will probably move out of this folder and go into like the casual folder or something else. But a lot of these games I also don't even really know. Like I don't know what Lumo is. I don't know what Azkend is. SteamWorld Dig I've heard of, never played it. So a lot of these Doki Doki Universe, I remember when we got it for free on PlayStation, but never played it. So a lot of these games will probably move to like casual, but a lot of games haven't played many of them. So it'll be interesting. And some of them I have, I just never beat, like Fury. I'm really far in, I just never beat it. It's hard. Love that game though. Single player other. I think this is important. So single player other, they're not indie games, right? So they're AAA titles usually, but they're bigger games. So like God of War 3, right? It's remastered, but the God of War 3 game, just got that for very inexpensive. Darksiders 1, the War Mastered Edition, and Darksiders 2, the Definitive Edition, part of that $15, 15 games. So this is like one of those things where like these are third-person AAA titles, and I haven't played any of them yet, so I figured I'd put them in here. Got some other games as well. Got some PS2 games in here that are single player, though these are actually multiplayer, I believe. I have to test these and throw them into different folders as well. But different games that I just kind of wanted to put on the side that weren't indie titles. Then I've got single player games with friends, so I won't play these games really by myself. Like I won't play White Knight or Resident Evil or anything like that. Like I'm not gonna play these. I'm not gonna sit down and be like, I really want to play a horror game. That doesn't happen for me. Titan Souls is like more like want to play together and like try and beat these bosses. Don't Starve to me, I've always played with a friend around, so I just have that here. But these are games that I'm definitely not gonna play by myself, but I want another person around to kind of experience it with me. So they're single player, but I don't really want to play them by myself. And then I've got two more, and that's stories. These are story games that are story-driven, and it's like click and point. So Tales of the Borderlands is a Telltale game. Grim Fandango, Broken Age, and Day of the Tentacle. They're all by the same creators, and also very click and point-ish. King's Quest, same thing. The Book of Unwritten Tales, part of that 15 for 15 bundle. But all of these are story-driven games that are point and click. I don't really love point and click story adventure games, so I don't know if I'll ever get to these games, but I have them. So I figured I'd go ahead and throw them in here. So if someone is like, wants to come over and maybe watch a movie, maybe instead we'll play one of these games. Or, if someone wants to go ahead and just kind of sit down and hang out, maybe we'll play a game like this. So I went ahead and did that. And then the last folder is versus local. And this is when me and my friends are, I don't know, maybe we just want to beat each other up a little bit. Star Wars, one of my favorite games. Of course, Rocket League. I just re-downloaded that because I'm not a huge Rocket League fan. I don't really think it's that fun, but people love it, so I have it. And then I have like my fighting games as well, like Dive Kick, Guilty Gear, Exard. God, I love Guilty Gear. Games like that. And I have a couple racing games like Cell Damage, which now makes me think that Twisted Metal Black should be in this versus local, but we'll see. That's basically it, guys. These are all of my games. I don't really have anything else. I have some applications, I guess. The Verve app and YouTube. I should also have Crunchyroll because I do watch anime sometimes on my TV. Not often, though. But yeah, this is the setup, guys. I just kind of come in here and just say, all right, I want to play an FPS game or a third-person shooter. Those are the games I play the most. But if I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try a racing game or something, those are my single player games, other, right? Or maybe I'm ready to play a big action game, single player, other. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't have much to say. So let me know what you guys think. Did you like this video? I'd love to know what you guys have on your PlayStation 4s. But you know, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it so other people know what's up on my PlayStation, and so I can learn what they have. Subscribe for more awesome Chaingear gaming goodness, and I'll see you guys online. Probably playing some of those games that I talked about. I would love to get into some Elder Scrolls Online, but you can see where it's so hard to tell, like, which game do I want to play. It's gonna be really frustrating. But you know, other than that, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, guys.